Good morning and welcome to day 7 and the final day of the X-Pyr 2018. We are in Campo at the turnoff towards turn point 4 at Tourbon to interview the final competitors that are going through. And I'd like to give you an update on what happened yesterday. So the headline news was that Sandameer arrived at Santa Helena and managed to do the fly down into Porta la Selva and to goal alongside with Pino, which was really nice that the two of them got to do that together. Nelson de Freeman arrived a little bit later in the afternoon and also flew down to goal. So you can see all those on our Facebook Live videos that we made yesterday, and you can still review them today. So today's big news is that Eduardo Garza ended up actually at Canigó last night. He camped up there, poised to make the most of today. We are pretty confident that he's going to make it. He's only got until 10 o'clock this evening, but he's going to push hard, and we will be absolutely thrilled if we have a 5th person in goal today. So yesterday we told you about the battle between turn point 5 and 6. There was lots of people there was lots of jockeying for position, everybody was trying to get in the air. And that battle to actually make most progress was won by Hayden Gray. Hayden tagged the turn point at Pedraforca, and he's currently on top of the Cadi Mountains, ready to jump into the Saranya Valley or make his way across to Puigmal and then on along the ridge to the turn point 7 at Canigó. We told you about Ignacio Aravelo yesterday. Ignacio took a very different route from everybody else. So the bulk of those, the gaggle that was between turn point 5 and 6, decided to fly pretty much along the course line. And Ignacio decided to do something else. He opted to go with the forecast on the southerly route. So he came down through Castellón, launched there, and then flew along east in terrain that he knows really well. He has competed in the Spanish Championships many a time, and we've had loads and loads of tasks that go along that line from Castellón towards Organya, towards Àger. We looked on the live tracking and saw him near Tremp, and he's actually ended up really close, within about 10 kilometres of Pedraforca. So he is another one to watch. There's the battle between the rankings today. Aravelo's right up there, going to be battling it out with Hayden Gray. So the other ones who made good progress towards turn point 6 and are, will hopefully make it today, we're pretty confident they're close enough, are Adrian Keller, Juraj Koren, Steve Bramfit, Toma Cocanea and Sam Vorpio. So all of those are in that area. It's going to be a really epic battle today. The forecast is fantastic. If they fly, the positions could change. We don't know what the rankings are going to be this evening, but we do know that they're going to be shaken up if they get to fly. They will get to fly. The forecast is really, really good. So, chasing that gaggle of those pilots are Jesse Williams and Willie Cannell. They're not far behind at all. They're still in the game with that race for who's going to be in the top 8 to 12, 15, well 14. Now, yesterday we had a lot of pilots who were at turn point 4 and needed to make it across the main ridge to turn point 5. Two pilots who stand out for making massive progress yesterday are Luis Linde and Antonio Ramos. They were at around turn point 4 yesterday. They took off and they made it right across. Both of them are very, very close to turn point 5 at the moment, so they made a big leap yesterday. If they get to fly back today, they'll make good progress towards Pedraforca, and so that's really amazing that they've got so much distance yesterday. Also at turn point 5 at the moment is João Veiga. Ivan Senta is stalled a little bit at the moment. He had a bit of an incident yesterday. It's affected his hand, which is affecting his flying a bit. So at the moment they're sort of waiting to see how he is. Gerald Gold tagged turn point 4 yesterday afternoon and managed to fly. He didn't manage to cross the main ridge, but he's high near the tunnel at Bielsa and making progress. The person who managed to fly beyond him was Gerald Kahnstock. He took off late yesterday evening. We interviewed Renate, his supporter, in Castellón de Sos yesterday evening at about 6:30. He was flying at the time, and when we looked this morning on live tracking, he's actually crossed the main ridge, so that's fantastic progress. A little bit of news on Fabian Umbricht. He has got a lot of stomach problems. He was ill. The illness has actually returned. His whole team has we don't know if it's food poisoning or if it's gastroenteritis, but they had to actually take a rest day yesterday. They've got an apartment so that he can rest. They're only drinking bouillon. So hopefully he will feel a little bit better today and feel able to continue with the race. We've just talked to Mario Moreno and got an update on his race, and I can sum up his last 6 days in 5 words. They are Tommy, tree, torrent, technical issues and thunderstorms. He has had an epic race. He got gastroenteritis early on. He's struggled for 3 or 4 days with terrible stomach cramps. He's been in a tree. His supporter went to fetch him, went and crossed a ford where there was a tiny little bit of water. 3 hours later, once they got him out of the tree, that trickle of water had turned into a torrent that was brown water, full of trees, and they couldn't cross. There was no way out. So they were forced to overnight there. The next day they had to be towed out because they were stuck in the mud. They've since had car problems. It's been an epic journey for them. I mean, what could go wrong did go wrong through really none of their own fault, basically. They've had real big problems. But Mario has gritted his teeth. He is determined to finish this race, and he will go until 10 o'clock this evening. He's currently walking up to turn point 4. He is going to try and fly as far as he can, and he will still be going at the last minute. So we're really, really impressive performance and real impressive grit and determination. Lucas Tony's in a very similar position. He is also determined to carry on. He will tag the turn point at 4 today. And then we'll keep going till the end. And another quick mention to 2 pilots who hiked up to turn point 4 at Torbonne last night, Jeff Shapiro and Ali Andrews. They slept up at the turn point last night in order to be able to fly down this morning and make progress. Both of them hope to fly towards turn point 5 and make as much progress as possible. So like I said a minute ago, the forecast for today is excellent. It's not bad at all here. In Catalonia, there's going to be places where it's going to be blue, thermal tops at 2,000 metres. This afternoon there's going to be some cloud development. There's no rain forecast. It looks like it's going to be great for flying. The positions are going to change. It's worth keeping a watch on today. This competition is far from over. And watch us tomorrow at the prize giving at 12:30 Central European Time. We're going to come live from Port de la Selva, and you can follow us there.